Good afternoon, YouTube. Hardball Crazy come back with a video. Derek here. I'm on a discussion about uh, catchers uh, for a couple franchises. The Yankees, of course, with rightfully so, is known to have some great catchers throughout their history. Um, Started out with Bill Dickey as their first great catcher. Then Yogi Berra, his pupil, became the next great catcher. Elston Howard came along during Yogi's career. Yogi played several other positions, allowed Elston Howard to excel at the catcher position. Then there was Thurman Munson and Jorge Posada. Great catchers in Yankee history, all very, very, very good, very excellent catchers. But I will also want to mention the honorable mention of Wally Schang. I think he should be mentioned too, even though he's not predominantly Yankee catcher. He was a catcher in the first time the Yankees won World Series championship in '23, and that was the third franchise he won World Series championships, following the Philadelphia A's and Boston Red Sox. And he's considered the greatest all-around catcher in the American League prior to Mickey Cochrane. So whenever I can give Wally Schang some love, I'm going to do that. So honorable mention for the catching position of the Yankees. I'll throw Wally Schang in there. But the Yankees are not the only franchise of great catchers throughout their history. My Detroit Tigers has some too. I'm going to start out with the honorable mention of himself. Is not a Detroit Tiger, but Detroit Wolverine, Charlie Bennett, 19th century player. We all know that Buck Ewing is the Hall of Fame catcher of the 19th century, and deservedly so. But Charlie Bennett, actually, Buck Ewing played multiple positions, primarily catcher though. Buck Ewing was almost exclusively a catcher. Bennett actually look at Baseball Reference, caught 2,500 innings more than Buck Ewing. Buck Ewing played other positions to preserve his hands and stuff, but Bennett was a primary catcher, and he actually was very good offensively during the time too, and very good defensively. So Charlie Bennett, if you want exclusively a catcher, or more than so Ewing, Bennett was right there, close to Ewing, so I'm giving him some love. And he's so beloved in Detroit. He won a World Series in American Association 1887 Detroit Wolverines. But he's so beloved in Detroit that when the Tigers first became in existence, before Navin Field, which became Briggs Stadium, which became Tiger Stadium, the first Tiger Stadium was named after Charlie Bennett, Bennett Field. I think he is the only player in MLB history to have a Major League Baseball stadium named after him. No, I'm not counting Charlie Comiskey or Connie Mack, because they were owners at the time. And also, Bennett was tradition before Bennett's passing, up to his passing, that he threw out the opening day first pitch and opening day for the Tigers. So there's some Charlie Bennett love. But primarily the first great Tiger catcher in history is, of course, Mickey Cochrane. Of course, he came from Philadelphia A's, became a Detroit Tiger catcher, and brought the first World Series championship to the Detroit Tigers in '35. Won a pennant in '34. Had an injury in his career a few years later, so he didn't have a long, distinguished career. But he is considered the greatest catcher in baseball history, prior to Johnny Bench, to be honest, I think even in Detroit Tiger land that he should be more beloved, since he's the one that brought the first World Series championship to Detroit, and he's the first great Tiger catcher. Of course, next up, jump a few years, is Bill Freehand, great Tiger catcher, 60s and 70s, 11-time All-Star, 5-time Gold Glover. Basically, he was the American League All-Star staple, post Yogi Berra, pre-Carlton Fisk, and he started pretty much every American League All-Star game in that era. Next one, soon after Freehand's retirement, this gentleman came up on the scene, is Lance Parrish. The Big Wheel, he was known, cleanup hitter in '84 Tigers. From 1980 to 1986, the Detroit Tigers, all but 1 year, he was an All-Star. He was a several-time Gold Glover, and a Silver Slugger winner. He was probably the best American League catcher in the early to mid '80s. Yes, even with Carlton Fisk in the crowd, but he was the perennial All-Star catcher in the '80s in the American League. Lance Parrish jumped a few years after Lance Parrish, even though he was not known as a Tiger, but he's very revered as a Tiger. Is Ivan Pudge Rodriguez. As a Tiger, each year, 4 years he was a Tiger, he was an All-Star. He was a Gold Glover in a couple of years. And, of course, he was starting catcher of the 2006 World Series team, pennant winning team. He's also, might mention that before he signed with Detroit in '04, Tigers were struggling franchise big time, and his signing basically helped catapult the Tigers into relevance. If he didn't sign with the Tigers, who knows what the future would hold and how many more bad years of losing the Tigers would have had. But Pudge Rodriguez, and soon after they traded for Magglio Ordonez, the Tigers started becoming a playoff team. Next great catcher is the current one, I think, as the video say, next great one. If you're not paying attention to baseball too much outside, Detroit doesn't get much love nationally, especially this year. Those terrible May has kind of ruined the thing, but not because of him. Next great Tiger catcher, perhaps, is Dillon Dingler. Watching him play every day, he's almost becoming Lance Parrish 2.0. He's in his second full season and third year in the major leagues. And his first full year last year, he actually won a Gold Glove. And this year, he should be. Shane Langeliers is probably the biggest competition. He should be the starting catcher of the American League All-Star team. Today, he just hit his 17th homer. He's a top 5 in RBIs in the American League. He's on pace for like 30-plus home runs, 100 RBIs this year, and continuing with a great Gold Glove defense. And being a catcher in 2026, he's been an amazing job with the ABS. He's been known to be doesn't do it often, but does enough times to be noticed that every time he does it, he is most often correct in ABS challenges. So it's Dillon Dingler, our next great Tiger catcher. Time will tell, but beyond the Yankees, Tigers, great Tiger catching history, tradition. That's all I have for you today. Thank you for watching.